Hello and welcome to Svalbard. Today we take an excursion with the BARD, a new and innovative catamaran. We'll be on the water for 4.5 hours.
Our main goal is to cross the Isfjord, or the Ice Fjord, the biggest fjord in the area over here, to come to the Borebukta or Boreasbukta. Boreas, Greek god of wind, or the cold wind that is coming from the north. So we're going to go to the Boreas Glacier and also to the Nansen Glacier, where we'll try to come as close as possible to the glaciers, where you can enjoy them and make some pictures, of course. And then we'll see if we will be lucky to see the wildlife. On our way back, if it's not going to be booming wildlife, we will be in time, we'll again cross the Isfjord and pass by the settlement called Grumant. That is a real ghost and abandoned settlement. This is a former Soviet Union coal mining settlement that is abandoned from 1962. Then we will continue our way, coming closer to the shore, where we will pass by quite amazing mountains called Grönberget, the Green Mountain, and the Pilarberget. You have one drink on the house, whether it is hot chocolate, tea, or the worldwide famous Norwegian filtered coffee. If you have never tried Norwegian filtered coffee, guys, this is your day. It's all about the artesian water that we have over here, that we mix with the powder where it's written on the back coffee, but it's all about the water. So, and also you have one cinnamon bun, and every now and then one of us will be appearing on the microphone and will tell you something interesting about something interesting. Thank you so much, and yeah guys, let's have fun. Thank you.
The BARD is a hybrid electric catamaran for excursion trips, designed to leave the smallest possible ecological footprint in the sensitive Arctic environment. This makes it possible to admire nature without disturbing the wildlife and to glide silently across the water. We're looking forward to the spectacular coastal landscapes and glaciers of Svalbard, as well as a lost place we didn't even know existed. On the BARD you can move about freely on the various outdoor decks or admire the scenery from inside through the large panoramic windows. There are comfortable lounges where you can enjoy the spectacular scenery of Svalbard. The BARD is a fast boat. In all-electric mode it travels at 8 to 10 knots and is then very quiet, which is a major advantage, particularly when observing wildlife. When longer distances need to be covered, the ship switches to hybrid mode. It can then reach speeds up to 20 knots, which is equivalent to approximately 35 km per hour. Once we've crossed the fjord, the glacier emerges from the grey nothingness in the distance. Suddenly, wildlife. The BARD comes to a halt and everything goes very quiet. But where is the wildlife? Let's carry on. The first chunks of ice are appearing in the water, so-called growlers. Chunks of ice that rise less than a meter above the water surface and are up to 5 meters long. As we arrive in the Glacier Bay, the BARD slows down. It is very quiet here, even the wind has died down, but it is bitterly cold. It's absolutely freezing on deck. We head closer to the glacier but maintain a safe distance. The numerous growlers in the water are a sign that the glacier calves regularly. In other words, that chunks break off from it, and this could result in quite high waves, which is not without its dangers. A small black boat is slowly approaching. It must be incredibly cold on board. There is a rib boat. The glacier is impressive, despite the poor visibility. And another boat. Thanks to the boat, you can see how high the glacier actually is. There's the rib again. And there's another boat over there. We are warming up again in the lounge with coffee, hot chocolate and a cinnamon bun. Then we cross the fjord again on our way to Grumont. Grumont is an abandoned mining settlement. It was established in 1912 as a Soviet company town. Coal was mined here from 1912 to 1962. Today it's a lost place.
You will see that this settlement is squeezed in between the mountains. There is no way to build the harbor because those shallow waters. Moreover, wherever you go, left or right, it's mountain. In front you have the sea, and from 1913 until 1941, when the settlement was operating before being evacuated, the guys would deliver everything by the rowing boats. Just imagine, in these conditions, in the weather, rowing with the boat, and you have the coal with you, or like food or whatsoever. Nowadays this house is occupied by the black-legged kittiwakes, quite a noisy birds that got their name because of the sound that they are producing, screaming kittiwakes. But there was a school and kindergarten. The left-hand side house was the cantina. Cantina was working 24/7. Communism, all the food was for free. And those two other houses were just the living spaces that have left. It was a self-sufficient settlement. Believe it or not, guys have their chicken house, where they have their own eggs, they have their own, I don't know, barbecue chicken wings if they want to. They have their own cow house where they could have a milk, and they, of course the beef, they have their own pig house as well. At some point it was the biggest settlement on Svalbard that unfortunately got closed in 1962 because of no more possibilities of extracting the coal more, because all their land was taken, and at the same time they decided to develop Barentsburg and Pyramiden, another two Soviet settlements that at some point became the biggest settlements on Svalbard, and especially in the 70s and 80s. Pyramiden was ranging around 2,000 people at the same time. With Barentsburg it was around 1,600. While at the same time in Longyearbyen there were no more than 500 people living. Some of you probably heard that Pyramiden is an abandoned settlement, guys, but this is not at all true. Pyramiden was abandoned, another Russian settlement, from 1998 until 2007, for 9 years. You probably remember forever the same. I will try to paraphrase it in English correctly, but it was something. The one who have never been to the mine cannot claim that he saw or she saw the real sun shining. When I went from the mine, it was a sunny weather, I got blinded a second and I had a terrible headache, because your brain is not ready probably on a daily basis. You need to be trained to see this. And when I went from the mine, I realized that once in a lifetime, no more, thank you so much. But it's nice. So guys,
We had no idea this place even existed and found the captain's explanations extremely interesting. On our way back, the full beauty of this rugged landscape unfolds before us. The colors of the mountains, grey, green and rust brown, merge with the dark green of the fjord water to create the unique and magical panorama, where the clouds hang in the sky like cotton candy. It's fantastic, and we just can't get enough of it. We soak up the sights and enjoy the journey back to Longyearbyen. Then the first inhabited houses come into view again. Unfortunately, due to the weather, we didn't have very good visibility today and weren't able to spot any wildlife either. I suppose we'll have to come back another time for that. The trip wasn't exactly cheap, but it was absolutely worth it. The BARD is a fantastic boat with large panoramic windows and is also very comfortable. Anyone who's never seen icebergs or a glacier before will find this trip absolutely brilliant. Overall, it was an unforgettable experience that we absolutely enjoyed.